Donald Trump has gone silent as the ceasefire between the United States and Iran is seemingly collapsing. Overnight, Israel launched massive strikes against Lebanon, killing dozens of people, families trapped under rubble, women and children killed by Israel. And this follows Benjamin Netanyahu earlier in the day saying he would not abide by anything in the memorandum of understanding and saying that he would continue to keep Israeli troops in what he's referring to as a security zone inside Lebanon. That's what they're referring to, invading Lebanon, and they would continue their incursions into Lebanon and would ignore the United States. Now, folks, the United States CENTCOM earlier in the day posted a message that they were opening up the blockade. The Strait of Hormuz would be open. We got reciprocal messages from Iran, where Iran leadership said for the next 60 days, pursuant to the memorandum of understanding, they would allow ships to start to leave the Strait of Hormuz without having to pay any tolls. It seemed that there was going to be a meeting that was supposed to take place in Switzerland this evening. J.D. Vance was heading to the airport at the Joint Andrews base, and then Israel, as J.D. Vance was heading to the airport, launched this massive attack on Lebanon, killing dozens of people, killing families, killing many innocent people. They said, oh, we're going after Hezbollah. But in my opinion, it seems that this was done to derail J.D. Vance flying into Switzerland for these talks. And we know earlier in the day, Netanyahu was saying that he was going to be using, and this was well sourced, Mark Levin and lots of MAGA Republican senators and other influencer type personalities out there in order to push narratives that this memorandum of understanding need to be ripped to shreds. And that seems precisely what Netanyahu and the Israeli regime are doing right now. Now, Donald Trump has gone radio silent. He was posting photos earlier of the day of him holding up the memorandum of understanding. You have Rubio in the background. You have French President Emmanuel Macron over there. Trump posting stuff like this throughout the day, reposting this message. Former Trump economist says Iran deal means big economic boom for the United States. And it seemed finally, were we going to get some relief when it comes to gas prices? Can these prices in general start to come down? I mean, we all knew this memorandum of understanding was so vulnerable to situations exactly like this. We knew it wasn't a deal. We were raising the red flags that this was precisely what Netanyahu was going to do. Boom, right on cue. Netanyahu, Israel in Lebanon, attacking and murdering all of these families in Lebanon. I mean, we have the video, so don't gaslight me and say it's not happening. And also, Israel has positioned its military inside of Lebanon. It's Lebanon. That's not Israel. Israel's Israel. Lebanon's Lebanon. And so when you see this incursion taking place, when I see the bombs going off previously in Daya and Tur, which is Sur and in Arabic, and you have all of these conflagrations, it's just like the memorandum of understanding is very clear. It's undisputed. Israel needs to get out of Lebanon. That's what it says. The United States has its obligations as well. And, you know, look, if Israel's in Israel and then there are attacks on Israel, then you can respond. But you're in another country right now. And now the United States of America continues to suffer. It seems that the ceasefire, has all but fallen apart. I mean, we'll see what's going on today. But as I'm recording this, there is no longer any meetings taking place between J.D. Vance, the United States delegation, and Iran. And one of the things that was supposed to happen today, which I thought was productive and constructive, is that leaders from the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, they were supposed to be meeting in Switzerland as well. They were going to get into technical discussions. And again, I mean, it is obvious the MOU was a surrender document by the United States, but the United States lost the war. We should never have been involved in this catastrophic and unlawful war in the first place. But given all of the options, this deal was the only option that actually made sense. I was, as you know, rooting for this deal to actually take place, although I knew, given the players, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, and how weak they are and how they're unable to control Netanyahu, despite J.D. Vance, saying all of these things yesterday. yesterday, and here we are right now. The meeting has been canceled. The ceasefire seems to be collapsing. The talks that were planned tonight and throughout the day between the U.S. and Iran in Bergenstock Mountaintop Resort in Switzerland will not take place. This was the statement that was given from J.D. Vance, but J.D. Vance gave this statement after we first heard from the Iranians, and the Iranians told Al-Mayadeen that the Iranian negotiating delegation will postpone its trip to Switzerland due to the ongoing Israeli aggression out of southern Lebanon, and they have no interest in having discussions while that's all going on. Here's what we learned, what was actually just taking place. Israeli airstrikes on residential areas in southern Lebanon have killed at least 28 people and wounded many more, with attacks reported in Haruf, Kfar Sir, Al-Sariq, and Katrani in the Nabateh district. At least 2 people were killed and 2 wounded in Katrani and Haruf. The attacks came as Hezbollah said it confronted an Israeli advance toward Kfar Timnit, claiming to have destroyed 3 Merkava tanks and struck several military vehicles near the Ali al-Tahar hill right there. And so you just have the death toll continuing to mount in suburban areas also of Lebanon right now. And again, the memorandum of understanding was very, very clear, not on a lot of things, but on that term they were. Remember, earlier yesterday morning, I was reporting on it. Israel released a map showing what it was claiming its security zone, where it says its forces are operating in Lebanese territory and that it will not leave. It will not abide by the memorandum of understanding. Okay, I mean, so what are you going to do about it, Trump and J.D. Vance? You spent the day talking tough. What are you actually going to do about it? Because let me tell you what the American people are doing right now. We, the American people, are absolutely suffering as a result of this. People are not going to be able to make it to the next month. People can't eat. They can't afford gas. They can't afford groceries. And this MOU, as horrible as it is, as a surrender document as it is, it was a hope that people would be able to maybe be able to just afford something down the road. That apparently is not happening right now. Oh, the J.D. Vance statement. Sorry, going back to that. This is what Vance put out. As the vice president said at his press conference, the plans for the upcoming technical talks have not been finalized, and the U.S. delegation has been prepared to depart at the first available opportunity. But the logistics of these negotiations have never been simple or predictable. As of now, the vice president is not departing tonight. We will let you know as soon as we have concrete updates about the next steps. We look forward to beginning technical talks. So what the hell are you even talking about? Technical, you're just making up stupid word salad right there. There's deals or no deals. This even idea of a memorandum of understanding to lead to technical talks, that's not even a freaking thing. You know what the JCPOA is that you all want to attack and talk about over and over again? Obama was an actual deal. It was hundreds of pages, thousands of pages long with specific details, implementation, like lots of provisions that talked about how it would go down, and it was effective and working. And all y'all wanted to do was rip that apart. And now here you are getting into a catastrophic and unlawful war with Netanyahu, who clearly can't be controlled, a genocidal maniac, what we're seeing in Gaza, who's leveling Lebanon right now, who's not going to stop because for him, he staked his entire career, his entire legacy is destroying Lebanon, destroying Gaza. And that's so obvious that now he feels that if this deal goes through, all of the Smotriches and Ben Gavirs and all of them, are going to hopefully be held accountable for their genocide and what they're doing. So they're not going to let this deal go forward. And boom, exactly what we predicted happened. And it is beyond angering to me that would take place. You have MB Ghalibaf, Iran's parliament leader, put out the following statement yesterday. We are at your command. The task assigned to us by the supreme leader is to pursue the realization of the conditions and clauses of the agreement. In the event of bad faith, breach of contract, and excessive demands by the opposing side, we have no hesitation in delivering a crushing response to the enemy. They were once slapped during the war. If they wish to tread that path again, they will receive an even harder slap. And here's the thing. Donald Trump showed all of his cards for the past 48 hours. He's been saying, we are out of gas. We are quite literally, we're out of munitions. We have Hegseth doing an emergency request yesterday for $80 billion because the Defense Department can't pay its bills. We're out of munition, and we're quite literally out of petroleum reserves. We are at tank freaking bottom, and Donald Trump said if this goes on another week, we are in a massive economic global depression. He said that at the G7. We all know he said that. I don't need to play the clips anymore. I don't want to hear his voice right now. It annoys me too much. But he said that. He also said we're at tank bottom. We will run out of gas in the next few weeks if this doesn't get resolved. And that's why he said he ultimately had to tap out and surrender, because we were about to head into the biggest massive economic depression. He would be Herbert Hoover and we would all be screwed. So he's told that to Iran. He's told that to the world. He literally has shown his cards right now. So now what, Donald? Now what, JD? Now you just go silent? You don't show leadership? What the hell are you going to do about this? Because this is beyond unacceptable. There's not even words to capture what's happening right here. As Ryan Grimm said, I've never heard of a country invading a neighbor and then calling it unfair that their soldiers died in that invasion. I don't think any other country ever thought to make that complaint. On top of that, Israel now wants to retaliate for its soldiers being killed while invading their neighbor. It's pure madness. Just leave Lebanon. And you have Mark Levin and all of these neocon hawks and Netanyahu puppets out there saying Hezbollah launched an attack tonight in which 4 Israeli soldiers were essentially incinerated. I assume Israel will hit back very hard. No MOU or final agreement will change who these terrorists are. Their whole plan is to get rid of the MOU. Isn't it beyond obvious? Isn't that exactly what I was warning about yesterday that they were going to do? And here they are doing it. And as I said, there were things that were at least moving in the right direction yesterday. The UK MTO, the United Kingdom Maritime Organization, issued a new maritime advisory telling ships the Strait of Hormuz is now open and that the blockade operations will cease. We started to see ships going out. We started to see some movement taking place. I mean, nothing dramatic, but things were at least heading in the right direction. We just want to return to normalcy. No more of these wars. No more of this stuff. Go back to Israel. Be in Israel. We need a 2-state solution. There needs to be a Palestine. We need to stop the genocide in Gaza. Let Lebanon live. Lebanon it's a sovereign country. Let sovereign countries exhibit their sovereignty. What are we even doing here? What are we talking about? And I think about all the innocent people who Netanyahu killed last night over and over again since the ceasefire. He's killed 1,000 people in Gaza, 3,000, 4,000 people over the past few months in Lebanon. What in the world is going on? I mean, just let's be human here for a second. Let's be human here for a second. What in the world is going on? Oh, and then Donald Trump was on Axios yesterday. And this is what the guy in Axios asked him. Caputo, what have you learned about the limits on your power as a result of the Iran conflict? Well, look at this idiotic answer. Play this clip.
Not just the exercise of power, but the limits on your power as a result of the conflict.
There are no limits.
No limit.
No, not. I haven't learned that lesson yet. I know there are, but there are no limits. We defeated them totally militarily.
Who the hell are these people? I mean, seriously, who are these freaking humans? Donald Trump, these are the worst freaking people ever. Then Caputo goes, at the beginning, you said that there would be unconditional surrender. This doesn't sound like unconditional surrender. What do you say about that, Donald? Here's what he says.
Run to the table more than before. However, beginning a conflict, you had talked about you only wanted unconditional surrender. And the MOU doesn't look like unconditional surrender.
Well, it really probably is unconditional surrender.
It is?
I think so.
And again, this is absolutely ridiculous. To say this is a failure of leadership is an understatement. There is no leadership here. This is rudderless. These are chickens with their heads cut off running around here like a bunch of damn idiots. We have a bunch of idiots in the White House, and it just pisses me off. Pissed off. There's no words right now for how angry I am at these people. We'll keep reporting on the news throughout the day. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.